What's up guys, Hades here. So we got the update on Ninetales. Her trigger increase became a passive, but that's not the important part. We already knew that was coming. What we didn't know was coming was the new skill, Fountain of Life. I'm going to break down this skill and explain exactly how it's going to break the game. So first we need to understand what it does. At the start of battle, all allies gain silence immunity for 6 seconds. Reduces healing effects from allies by 50%, increasing self-healing by 6%, and restores HP to all allies every 3 seconds. That increased self-healing is 20% at max rank, and the increased recovery rate, just the recovery rate to all heroes every 3 seconds is 150%. Now, we need to break this down, because the first part is the most important part, and honestly, if this was the only thing that existed, it would still probably be one of the best skills in the game. And let me explain. At the start of battles, all allies gain silence immunity for 6 seconds. Why did they do that? Well, let's go look at the best skill in the game. No Escape. This skill warps fights. If you silence them for 6 seconds, that means you go first. That means everyone has to have No Escape on their team, or you're gonna lose, right? So everyone is forced to run No Escape. It doesn't matter who you are. You look at the rankings, everyone has it. You go to their tank, boom, there it is. The biggest whales in the game are all using it because you have to. And what does that make happen? Well, then the carries are forced to not get silenced. And the only way to currently do that is to hold Fighting Master. So every single Mega Whale in the game, every single normal player in the game has to hold Fighting Master. Okay? This is important that we understand all the pieces to this, right? Now, how does Fountain of Life change the game? Well, now you're no longer silenced the whole time. But it's not just the carries not silenced, your supports aren't silenced, and your tanks aren't silenced. That means someone like Charles is going to get his shield off before you do an ultimate, and is going to block it. Or that means someone like Athena is going to get her ultimate off. Or someone like Fufei is going to get her immunity off before they can do anything. So this negating No Escape is going to absolutely warp every fight with anyone who has it. And guess what? This doesn't even need to be leveled more than level 1. Level 1, it already makes you go first. Think about it, right? Okay, let's talk about the second part because it's very interesting. It says reduces healing effects from allies by 50%. That's very interesting. It reduces your own healing by 50%. It's almost like a self-wound, right? So this isn't going to work very well in a team like this. This was the meta in previous KVKs. You have double healer and you just heal tons and tons of HP. She heals non-stop. Soul Synergy heals non-stop. This is where Flavius was amazing, right? That's not going to work because you're going to lose all your healing. That's what I'm assuming this means because that's how it's written. We'll know better in the patch notes if it's rewritten or not. But it says reduces healing effect from allies. However, your own healing, so I think whoever holds this, and it has to be a tank or support. So you could put it on a tank and the tank would get a lot of healing. Or you could put it on like Fufei or Ninetales and she would get a lot of healing. Because their healing is increased and they heal everyone. But I'm not sure if this healing is reduced by 50% or not. Or if it's exempt because they're holding it, right? So it's interesting. Now what's interesting about this healing even more so is the 3 seconds is guaranteed. Now we know other skills that do 3 seconds and that's Infinite Firepower. Does damage every 3 seconds, but has a 60% chance to deal that damage. This doesn't have a chance. It is guaranteed to do 150% every 3 seconds. And it probably is going to be bonus on whoever's holding this, which is very, very interesting. This is a lot of healing. 150% guaranteed every 3 seconds is 300% every 6, right? And infinite firepower on average, it depends how high it is, it's almost negating infinite firepower, right? Especially if it misses or doesn't go, it's almost canceling it out. So it's almost canceling out infinite firepower, which is one of the strongest skills in the game, just behind energy mastery, and then it's hard countering no escape. Both of these things put together makes this skill really, really strong. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be game breaking. Every Mega Whale is going to have it. And if you don't have it, it's going to cause a problem. You know what? I'm going to show you an example. I've saved a bunch of reports. I'm going to show you a report of myself versus one of the Mega Whales. And I'm going to show you why speed control matters. You're going to see my team relies on luck. Now, don't get me wrong. I saved one winning report. I lose almost every time, okay? But I want you to look at the Apollo and how much damage my mage deals. Boom. I get my infinite firepower, I get the dragon, and then I get an ultimate crit on the Apollo. How is this possible? I'm using a Fire Immortal with full speed control. And this is why it matters. If they had the new skill, all of his immortals would have ultimate already because they wouldn't have been silenced. You see how they're still silenced? That's what this purple X means. That means silenced. They haven't been able to gain energy. They gained energy by being hit. When you're attacked, you gain energy. If they had the skill, they would have already healed. Fufei would have done a heal. YSS would have put a shield, so I would have done 30% less damage. And Anubis would have already ulted. Okay? So it's not that it's going to change the mage, because the mages have to hold Fighting Master because Loki and Himiko still exist. And if you get CC'd by them, you're putting yourself out of the game. And if you get confused by Loki, you're going to destroy your own team, right? So it doesn't change the fact that you have to hold Fighting Master on your carry. What it does is it puts your other heroes in an advantageous spot. This would not be the position if the new skill was available and someone like Fufei was holding it. It's going to warp the game. It's going to completely change the meta. If you don't have it, you're probably just going to lose to people who have it, the same way you lose to everyone who had no escape when it first came out. But yeah, I hope you guys like these kind of videos, breaking down the game to its truest form, trying to help you understand all the little details that happen. If you do like these videos, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.